What's up, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this, we're doing a kind of a run through of my clear for the Capone forest, and this will be a really difficult forest. So if you guys haven't seen this before, it's super hard. Definitely the most difficult forest in the entire game. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I will try to beat it with a couple other teams later this week, maybe if I have a little time. I don't know. It does take a lot of time out to beat forests. So when I do have a little bit of extra time, I will be going ahead and doing that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So let's go over the Nostra ship before we start the force here. What the Nostra ship does is it's going to boost the attack of all units by 1.55 and their HP by 1.3. It's also going to make HP perfects a little bit easier to hit and cut the current of HP of every enemy at the end of each turn by 3%. It's going to reduce the attack based on how many Slasher, Free Spirit, and Powerhouse characters you have in your crew. What this really interesting thing about the ship is that there's no reason for that to reduce Powerhouse characters, because otherwise it would be perfect for the Katakuri, which you need, which Powerhouse is one of the classes you need for you can use for him. So it completely limits using Powerhouse for using the Capone ship. But if you don't have any Powerhouse units on your team, it does help you on the damage. I'm not really sure what the damage scaling is on this, and when I did the skill ups for the ship, the skill ups were not guaranteed. It was a 25%. It was like I think I had 2 fails out of the 11 times it took me, and when using this ship, the end to turn damage is really helpful. So we're gonna go into the forest clear and talk about. I'm gonna do an overview of what I'm doing in each stage and an overview of the team. Alright guys, so let's go through a walkthrough of the forest, and the first like 10 stages are just normal stages. What I did here is I just healed back up with the ship and tried to get as much HP as I could in the early stages and just blow through them as quick as possible. There's nothing really special, you don't have to worry about anything, so just go through them as quick as you can and then get to the other stages. The big thing for this forest is that there's a lot of need to delay enemies, but you can't like use delay. The hardest part is of course stage 19 with the Germa batch, but otherwise this forest is just really weird and annoying. There's a lot of fights you have to kill them in the first turn, a lot of weird things. So on this team, what we have is we have Nami here that makes Dex beneficial to the entire team. Katakuri makes Quick, Sai, Tandem, and Recovery all matching, so it's 5 out of 7 matching for your entire team. So you kind of have a little bit of orb RNG here, but for a lot of the stages, you get a lot of orbs manipulated to exactly what you want. And Nami isn't really replaceable here unless you have another character that gives a Dex beneficial. And the only other character that I can think of is the Treasure Mode Kizaru. However, if you do use Treasure Mode Kizaru, I am unclear if you actually have enough damage to kill anybody on the Nami stage, the Nami and G4 Luffy stage, so I would assume that it's not really replaceable. The Robin, I potentially could be replaceable with Hody if you really wanted to, or some other damage reducer. She's not like super needed, but definitely helpful to have, as specifically with Robin. And what I do on a lot of stages, actually, I use her and I kind of abuse her, and I'll show you that on the chopper stage. This next stage here with the Sanji, just make sure to kill Sanji in the first turn, and then Pudding in the second turn, because Pudding and I think will not like lock your characters for 2 turns, I believe, which is kind of an annoying mechanic to have, but there's not much you can do about it. The fact that she does that is a little bit annoying, but it doesn't like hinder you. And with if you ever use Katakuri, he's going to delay every single turn if you hit over 1 million damage. The last stage is a little bit RNG with Katakuri's delay, but it's not too bad. With this Katakuri, you can see we're doing tons of damage, 1.7 million with that delayed conditional, and it's on a super short cooldown. The fact that you can rotate through it a bunch of times is really nice. On this Capone stage, he's going to have 3 turns of damage cap at 5,000 damage, and what you do here is you just kill all the low fixed damage minions over time, and then you're also going to use the Kid special when the damage cap is gone. If you really get in trouble, you can use a Nami special here if you really want to. However, you should be perfectly fine. Your HP should be very high. Most times you get a little bit luckier and you have a lot more characters that are on the board that are fixed damage. And what you do here is you want to focus your damage on Capone so you can get the delay off as well as get enough damage on him to move on. But if you can't get enough damage because you don't have like Dex orbs, you can feel free to switch between characters and try to get a little bit over 1 million damage that way. If you don't get over 1 million damage, 500,000 should be enough to at least get one of the delays, but there is a chance that it doesn't work. I think it's like a 25% chance that you don't get a delay at that point. So it's a little bit RNG there, but the whole category kit is a little RNG. And what I did here is I just healed up a little bit as well and got the damage off. Going into the room with Chopper and Carrot. Chopper and Carrot are a little bit annoying. Carrot you want to kill on the first turn, so what I did here is I popped the Lucy special to make sure to kill Carrot. Carrot doesn't do too much that's annoying, but just make sure you kill her in the first turn. Chopper, however, is going to give you on the second turn, he's going to give you a 10-turn recovery down debuff. Now you have two options. One, you can just roll with it and just kill the Chopper right away. But what happened here is I actually got really bad orbs, and I was like, oh, I can't kill Chopper, because on the third turn, Chopper's going to put resilience buffs. I'm like, oh, wait, I can't actually kill him. So I got really bad RNG here. It was I had 4 orbs that were mismatching, and so it just really sucked. If you use any kind of orb manipulate, Chopper is going to give you despair for 6 turns, which you can kind of write out. So what I did here was I actually used this weird strategy where I kind of stalled out with Robin in order to get need orbs and use delay with Katakuri. And below 20% HP, Chopper heals out to full. So what I do is I actually get Chopper below 20% HP, make him heal back at full, and then I hit a million again. And then you can most times just blow through the stage instantly. Going into the next room with Brook and Pedro. What's going to happen with Brook and Pedro is they are going to have a 5-hit perfect barrier on the Pedro, and he doesn't have HP. I think it's like 250,000 he has, and then Brook has like 150,000. You don't want to kill Brook, because what they're going to do is give you a 99 turn 1.1 times chain lock. So don't use any kind of wave clear to kill the Brook. Make sure you just take a hit from him. With Katakuri, he hits you for about 4,500. But with most teams, I think you get hit for about 8,000 or so, something like that. And on this team, it's perfectly fine to take the hit. So just make sure you have at least 8,000 HP here. What's really kind of annoying here is that if you hit a great like I did, you're not going to have enough damage. So if you don't do enough damage to Pedro, I got to get lucky and get a delay off like this. So I actually got really lucky. The delay will actually save me here. So Pedro will heal back up a little bit if you try to kill him over multiple turns, which I didn't even know until this time around. But you definitely have more than enough damage for this team to kill him in one turn if you have just one Dex Orb. And if you don't get a Dex Orb, you can try to pop a Katakuri special if you really want to. However, it does make it a little bit harder on the later stages if you do that. So just know that you have to be a little fancy. A little fancy. Once you kill the Brook is then going to heal you back for, I believe, 16,000, and then or 15,000, and then he's also going to remove the chain limit debuff. Then you kill him and go to the next room. Now, my recommendation here is try to rotate between your orbs, get some meat orbs if you can, going into the stage with Pekoms, so you can heal back up if your HP is extremely low, just because there is a reason to have HP for later. So just know that HP for later does save you. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pop the Katakuri special on the second turn, not the first turn, but on the second turn. Start damage on the Tamago and do as much damage as we can to the Tamago over a certain amount of turns. And then on the second turn, we're going to pop the Katakuri special to get the delayed conditional. That'll give you 2 turns of delay conditional on him, as well as full board matching orbs. So you just do as much damage to the Tamago as you can. You kill the Tamago and then kill the Pekoms on the stage after. Now, if you take more than 3 turns on this fight, you are gonna Tamago and Pekoms do have mechanics that are really annoying. Pekoms will roll back your specials by I believe 10 turns, and Tamago will lock your ship for 7 turns. So you cannot take extra turns on this turn. You cannot stall. On the next stage here, we have Gear 4 and Nami, and Gear 4 and Nami are one of the biggest linchpins of this entire force on stage 18. Now, Gear 4 is going to do a 45,000 death hit, and if you get really bad orbs here, you can actually reset them, because Nami does shuffle your orbs, so you can try to shuffle orbs in that way. What I do here is to pop the Robin special as well as the Nami special in order to get damage. You get a great on the first character, and then you hit perfects on the last 2, and you should be fine. The Robin is here specifically to get rid of the death hit, but if you did want to use a different character, that's fine as well. One of the big things here is I actually don't know if you could bring a different character instead. You could try to bring a different character, but one of the biggest problems is finding one that's actually going to fit all the criteria instead of what this Nami does here, and that's why I used her for this stage. Going into the next room here with Judge and the kids, the big thing here is that they all have a 2-turn combo hit barrier, and they all do different things. The first thing is Reiju will do a 500,000 heal on attack. The Niji, I believe, will do a silence or paralysis, and then the Yonji will do a silence or paralysis. One of them does silence, one of them is paralysis, can't remember which. And then the Ichiji does an increased damage taken debuff. And Judge will, I believe, do something on his attack. I'm not exactly sure what it is. So the strategy here is we're going to use Kid Special to kill these guys and do enough damage. On the first turn here, I was trying to do at least 500,000 damage, so I make sure that I can actually get the delay off, because it's a 50% chance times a 50% chance to get the special off. So we have, I think it's like a 75% chance of actually getting the delay off. And then what we do is we hit with everybody to break the barriers again, and then do as much damage to Ichiji as we can in this turn. Now it's a little tricky here because Ichiji can survive, and if he does survive, then he will do a little bit of damage to you. And that's one of the reasons I used Robin instead of like a character that does like a 90% damage reduction, because I needed a little bit of extra HP to survive a hit on Capone. And one of the things here is I pop the Lucy special on this stage, because on the next stage there's an interrupt on attack boosting specials, and I'm able to use Lucy special to bring the attack boost into the room. I hit 4 perfects, and then we're all good to go on to the next room. Now this final stage here is extremely difficult. There is an interrupt on Caesar. Who's preemptively give you all block orbs on this stage. We use the category special to get rid of block orbs. I have a type boost in this stage. I don't know how much exactly HP that they have, but you can kind of infer how much HP they have from the stage. I couldn't get enough game with either. I couldn't find anything on HP values for this. Luffy on attack is going to blow away a unit, so you can't let him attack. On turn 2, Caesar is going to have some kind of annoying mechanics. So on turn 1, you can't let Luffy attack. On turn 2, you can't let Caesar attack, etc. So here I'm just going to go ahead and do enough damage to kill Caesar. And let's say I did about 2.5 million damage there, so he probably only has about 2 million HP, and you can see Luffy has a little bit more than that. The thing is, you have to do over 2 million damage here in order to delay everybody in this room, and if I had not hit a great here, I might have been able to kill Luffy a little bit sooner, but it is really, really, really tricky to be able to try to kill everybody in the stage right away. Capone on turn 3 is going to give everybody on your team attack down. And then on turn 4, when he attacks, he's going to attack for about 18,000 on this Katakuri team, and he's also going to do a ton of annoying stuff. So you can see I hit a great there. If I hadn't hit a great, I would have had a lot more damage on Capone, and this would have been a little bit easier. I probably would have been able to kill him in 2 turns instead of just 3 turns, so I kind of messed up here. But you should be able to kill him in just 2 turns, and it should be a little bit easier for you if you do it correctly. Unfortunately, I did do that, so I got him to just above 20% here, and then I killed him over 2 turns. So overall, it worked out in the end, and you can see he hits really fucking hard, but he doesn't do anything under 20% unless he's attacking, and you can see that also after his attack, he's also going to roll back my specials, super annoying, and then we just kill him. Overall, I think this is definitely the most difficult forest. It's much more difficult than Blackbeard Forest, much more difficult than Kizaru Forest. There's so many mechanics in this forest that are just really annoying. And the interrupts that you get, I don't think you actually get any interrupts at any forest besides Blackbeard. And Blackbeard was the first one with interrupts, and that is still extremely hard. This one is super, super weird. And I don't really know a ton of teams to beat it. I've seen some people with Luffy Ace. I've seen people with other teams, but this is definitely a very, very difficult forest. So if you are having trouble with it, don't think that it's going to be super, super easy. It's definitely more difficult than any other forest out there by far. And of course, if you beat it, you got to flex. Well, my name's Sekapoko. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smack the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button down below, so we get lots of support in the channel, and of course, keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure you guys hit the bell notification right next to it, so you guys get notifications every time I drop a video. I want to give a big shout out and thank you guys for supporting the channel for so long. We just hit over 7,500 subscribers right before the recording this, so thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have been giving me. Really do appreciate it. If you guys want to check out the last couple of videos, they're right down at the bottom of the screen. And if you want to subscribe, they're all the way at the top. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.